Greetings, my people, and welcome to another weekend. Welcome, thank goodness, it's Friday, and as you know, you're in tune to the intercommunal sound service, Tunes and a Talk. This week again, interesting interview with a singer, songwriter, musician, very unique voice, Wesley Bennett. So much respect, and I suggest just relax and check out this interview. This one is more on a really relaxed level, but some inspirational words coming through, and like I say, very, very talented musician, singer, songwriter in his own rights. At the same time, I will interject with Nickie's toolkit, and Nickie speak about surrender and sacrifice this week. Yeah, man. But before all of that, I'm gonna kick off with a good friend of mine video, and this is from Craggy Crouton, and this one is called Bossa Italia. So stick with me, just relax, people, grab a drink, put your feet up, take it easy, chill out, and just enjoy this week's show. Yeah, man, intercommunal sound service. I read. Yes, greetings and welcome to Tunes and Attack, and I'm here in the land I call of the guitarist, yeah man, in Bournemouth, and I'm here in the space of another creative and another musical soul, and yeah, when I say talent abundantly, yeah man, no doubt. So, big up Wesley,
yes,
yeah man, Wesley Bennett, And it's great catching up, and thanks for inviting me into the space again.
No, pleasure.
And as it's all about creatives and just sharing with other people,
Yeah.
So know what you're up to musically and all that stuff. And as always, you gotta give us a couple of tracks from the guitar. We're gonna do it acoustic today.
Acoustic. Yeah, that's the best way, man.
Yeah, man, because I know you got your bands and stuff. But before we get into all of that deeper elements of stuff, I want you to reflect back, when you figure all this whole musical journey started for you, what age, where the inspiration came from,
I was 11.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first started playing, I was 11. But I played the drums from when I was like 5.
Yeah.
Had this like tiny drum kit. And I really got into that. I played a lot in primary school. And then when I was 11, my dad just showed me like C, A minor, F and G, which is like the basis of like so many songs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, he showed me these 4 chords, and then literally from then, I remember I wrote like about 4 or 5 songs, which is still on YouTube, but maybe we'll just... Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
No, man, advertise yourself, man.
Sure. That's where it all began.
Yeah.
And they just went from there, man. And it's crazy. It's just not stopped.
Yeah.
But I mean, my parents have always listened to music. My dad has always been around music his whole life, and then obviously, it's always been around. He worked at Island Records.
See, when you say Island Records, you're talking about like, Chris Blackwell, all of that,
exactly.
John Baker, all that, cool.
So he did all of that, So even like subconsciously, it's just always been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and it's never gone away. It's a bit draining sometimes. It's constant things. Here's the music,
Because I can relate to that still, it comes from somewhere, and like myself, because I'm musically inclined, and I'll always say thanks to the background I was brought up, and my father also, because he was a lover of music, and he collected a whole eclectic style,
Sure.
So I grew up on that, and I wasn't, stopped from enjoying or playing the music. I knew on Sundays I could pick up any record after dinner and just put on the turntable, and I could play for the evening. Sure. Once I got my chores and everything out the way, the record player was all mine to do whatever, man.
Sure.
So and then because of the dancing element to it, and that comes from my mom's side, really, So I can see how sometimes our parents, has a great influence on us.
I mean, it's like when you're so young, even when you're like 5 years old, your brain's picking it up all the time. Yeah. And I often wonder if our parents weren't that way inclined, if we'd still take it on. Maybe we would. Maybe we're just made like that. It's a funny one. But I also found with my parents was that and maybe you found this with your parents, that my dad really liked jazz music. And then my mum was into like Bruce Springsteen, and Bryan Adams. Which is cool though, because like they're really well written songs. And then my dad's listening to this crazy jazz music. Or putting on like Kind of Blue by Miles Davis. So I'm getting like this clean, like formula written music, and then there's this jazz, that's just doing crazy things.
Abstract all over,
So the contrast was like...
But you see, that's the advantage, for you now coming through, it's like you pull from both direction and then create your own niche. You're just taking everything.
For sure, which I think has definitely happened. I believe it. And you can hear it in the songs, in the chords and the way it's played.
Because what you're saying to me makes sense, because even, our friend Wajiro introduced it to you, he knows I got a good ears for things also, and just listening some of your stuff, I can hear the dynamics. So you just saying to me now, it just makes sense more.
Cool. Okay, good.
So man, because I listen keenly,
Sure.
Just want to touch back a little because, for me, I'm like creating a space, for creatives, and I want to take in all the situation that's, circles an artist or a creative person, and
I know for the last year and a half, it's been a rocky road for a lot of us, especially in the music fraternity or getting into the music fraternity. So my question to you is, during that period, I call it global craziness still, how did you, keep, your creative influence alive,
I mean, I was going through my own personal things that took off like right at the same time that this pandemic started.
Yeah.
And I only realised now that I had a band before, and when COVID happened, we kind of stopped jamming.
Yeah.
And because we stopped jamming, I just delved right into songwriting.
Yeah.
And it was just me, so it was a really lonely time.
Yeah.
But just being able to really delve into writing songs, whatever they were,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know but that's what came out of it anyway. It's just like I felt like, because I was on my own, it was something that always had to be expressed.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like bands and this and that, and it's got to be a certain thing.
Yeah.
But now I had a chance to like just be Wesley Bennett and see what he sounded like.
Yeah.
What's that sound like?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah. It gave you a moment to reflect. And probably tap into something you weren't tapping in before.
100%, man.
Because sometimes we can get so busy, caught up, even doing stuff we enjoy. And there's just a non-stop momentum, and if you can't find the balance, you just keep going.
Yeah.
But there comes a time when there's a level of stillness, and then you just use it to, recollect and focus, and then this is another direction. I could go.
Even if you don't realise it. I mean, for me, it always like I don't always know what's going on at the time.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, this is happening now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go that way. And then only after do I see like what was going on, really. But yeah, man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna interject and I want you to give us a tune, because I'm probably gonna pull up 3-4 tunes out of you still,
Okay.
So yeah, man. I don't know what you're gonna play for myself and the viewers.
Sure.
But give me an insight, to the track.
I was sat here actually playing through this little amp.
Yeah.
I was trying out some new chords in this new tuning. I was like, oh, this sounds nice, as you do. And I always write like that, I just find the chords, and then go from there.
Yeah.
And kind of just sit there like mumbling words, try and find, just let it come. And I'm like, oh, that's what I'm saying. But it's called Back Foot Forward.
Back foot forward, okay.
I'm on the back foot forward.
And any reason behind the track or,
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get into, but like, just went through a massive amount of change in quite a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So it's like I was always catching up with something.
Yeah. Okay.
Hence being on the back foot forward.
Yeah, I love that. It's got a strong meaning. There's a like metaphorical saying.
Sure.
So Wesley Bennett and Back Foot Forward. Enjoy.
I'm on the back foot forward. I wish I could change, summing up something more than the changes that I can make. Oh, it's believable, all the wrong that I have done. So would you just give me more than words? Give me a reason, somewhere to begin. Be my shining light in the dark. Say hallelujah, what is your meaning this time? I'm on extend a reaching hand out. I wish that I could change. Summing up something more than the changes that I have made. Oh, it's believable, all the good that I have done. But would you just give me more than words? Give me a reason, somewhere to begin. Be my shining light in the dark. Say hallelujah, what is your meaning this time? Fire up your engines, unload into space. Be my guiding angel of grace. I'll be your element, you'll be my alchemist, everlong. Your weight is worth in gold. The things we do not know. We dress up for the show, never longing.
Yes, yo.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yo, classic. I told you people, I'm gonna start bringing some serious talents to you. You know, yeah, man, for real, for real. And you see, I'm a person, you know, I speak my mind.
Right.
You know, I'm always honest because it's part of my forte and ethos in life, you know, in everything. And say if I wasn't, you know, everybody differ and got different tastes, and if I wasn't feeling the track, I would explain in the most constructive way. And if I'm feeling it, I'm also telling you to be constructive, you know. And man, it's like you bring me back to a lot of sounds, especially, you know, I'm a little 80s babies in a sense, you know. And the first, when I heard your, you know, sound, your vocals, you remind me of this singer Christopher Cross. You did a song called Sailing, you know.
Man.
So if you know, if you don't know that track, check it out, man.
Okay.
And it's just like I would say to Rogero, you remind me like a Bob Dylan kind of vibe, kind of thing. Everybody got their own flow.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just bring that artist, and man, that's a massive compliment because them artists are proper.
Yeah,
you know.
Bob Dylan. he's in here.
But yeah, you know, you bring that singer to mind, and that's why I keep saying, for me, music gives a sense of identity, time, and purpose, man.
Sure.
You know, yeah. And yeah, man, brother, keep on that song because we're just display, and I like, you know, the titles, back foot forward, you know, yeah.
It says a lot, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, man.
That's cool. You picked up on that, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And for you, is this? I wouldn't say just even a hobby, but it's a long-term vision for you. Because I don't say dream. To me, dream differ from vision. Dream is something you know you had the thought process, but it slipped you. You can't remember exactly. Okay. But once you have it down and you remember it vividly for details, and you have that, it's a vision. Okay. So you know, yeah. What's your vision, you know, for your whole musical direction from here on in? Because I'm not gonna where you see yourself the 5-10 years. I don't do that kind of stuff. You know,
please don't.
Yeah, time is the master, everything.
Yeah.
But at least everybody have a vision, and you know, it takes time to get there.
Sure.
You know, so what is it you say for yourself and your music? You know, in the long term. I'm not putting any years on it, just ahead of time. You know.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, what I want it to be is like, if I can just do that for a living, you know, but whatever it is, you know, not necessarily as like being like a successful artist or whatever. I don't know. I just.
It depends on how you define success, too, you know.
Right.
You know. So.
Oh, let's go. No, that's such a good point, man. Because I mean, when I say that, I'm thinking about being like famous. Right? You know.
Yeah.
But to me, the success of it would just be like, can I play gigs, get paid for it, and play my songs, put it online, sell some CDs, and that's all I got to do as a job. That would be a success to me. I can have a nice place to live. I can go surfing. I can play my music. That would be a success for me. You know.
Okay.
That's what I'd love.
Yeah, man. So well, that's it, man. You know, you stick at it and you go through, and you know, like everything, you know, it's got, we call it ups and downs, the ins and outs, the good and bad, and you know, it's about knowing the yin and yang. You know, you're finding the balance to everything. So yeah, man, as long as you know where your vision is and you stay true to it, and in the process also, I'm not telling you something you don't know, but you know, as you go along, it's so also you invest in people and you treat people, and I'm telling you from years of experience, and even just this last year and a half, you know, I realized more and more convinced we all need the monetary gains to pay the bills and survive, but when you invest in people, it goes a long way.
Sure.
So always keep that in mind, man. You know?
But always try and be like kind, you know. Kindness goes a long way. And like and that's what I want. I want to be treated kindly. You know? So why would I not be kind?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like it just reminds. I don't know if it's worth saying, but I feel like I just care a lot about like all the people on the planet. You know? Not that I always do something about it, but I don't know. I just feel like we've all got such a deep story. Like, you know, I was thinking about my own things, but like all of us, every single one of us, man, there's so many things going on.
And like you say, you know, we all want the best, or you know, majority of us want the best here, and we can't change the world as much as we want to put a lot of things right, but at least I always say we can contribute to that positiveness. You know? We can't change everything. No matter how we try, because there's gonna be certain things beyond our control, but we can contribute. You know, and that's just about great enough. You know.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right, and I know you had you know, the band. You know, what's going on with the band? How's the dynamics with the band?
I mean, we're all still cool. Still chat a lot. You know, it just kind of dissipated, like I said, when COVID happened. But yeah, we recorded a load of tunes. But I think we're definitely going to get back together. We want to try and make some vinyls, which would be cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of nice for us to have a break, I think. You know?
So sometimes, you know, people do, you know, need the break, and then, you know, everybody need that time to reflect on all of that. So
But I'm looking forward to coming back to it, because I feel like we can. Because sometimes I'm not very good at like telling people what to do. You know, if I'm like leading the session, you know, I don't know, just get a bit nervous. Like I shouldn't, but I'm like, this is my mate. I don't want to be like, dude, can you just like not do that, or can we play it like this, or you know.
I think it's knowing, and I'm gonna jump in here from experience and also running a business. A business we started out with my friends also, you know, and I think from the get-go people will kind of pick up on who you are, and people can tell if you're a leader, and if you're a leader, if you're a really terrible leader or a good leader, or you have got the interest at hand. And that's how I started my business back in Jamaica, you know, performing troupe, and it ran quite well, you know, from the very get-go till the very end, when I decided, you know, I'm gonna be a lot on this side of the world and step away and actually give it to the remaining people, you know. try to teach the business side, but they were great performers, but the business side, you know, so. But what happened is that I could separate the friendship from the business point. They know when it comes down to the work, don't mess around with me. Because there are times if I have to suspend a person, and I'll suspend you today, and tomorrow I'll come look for you and make sure you're okay. But no, next week, you got another week off, and the week you come back, recollect your thought and think about what you're doing or what you want to do. I'm like, and they know, and they get it. And there was a point also, they knew if it came down to the real deal, I alone could run an entire hour show if needs be without everybody. So I was brutal like that, but nice at the same time. And they knew I had their interest at hand. And it's about communication, Wesley, you know. So as long as the communication is, you know, paramount, then, you know, you've got a good unit together. And what I've realized from years of performing, you know, me and other friends, because I've got friends from all different levels in the music fraternity, from you know, just the local to really super international people, you know, and the dynamics of just the local man who gets on with his, you know, crew is just the same as the international artist. And what I realize is the communication and trust. Those two things I say really paramount, and it works for them, and that's what I realize.
For sure.
So you know,
I guess like respect as well.
Yeah. I think once you people communicate, the respect will come into play, and all of that, you know, and just being honest. So, you know, if you grab something from that, then you won't have this need of feeling like nervous or feel like you might be kind of like imposing on your bandmate or your friend, you know, and they'll get it. You know?
I get that. I mean, I feel like I know that I'm good at it because I have done it, you know. But then I don't know. I kind of go between, which is not good. You know, you gotta just go with it.
You know, and I think also what one has to watch is just how external life situation interject in your own personal life. So again, it's about finding the balance to things and so forth. Because I've seen, and why I'm going through all of this and explaining from experience also, is that I've seen you yourself as an individual performing, and I've seen it with the band members, and there's, you know, some great stuff there. The dynamics and the stuff I know can come out of you all working together is very, very, very strong, you know, and it will go a long way. So yeah, man, and not every day is gonna be smooth either. Let's be real, you know.
It hasn't. I feel that, man.
So yeah, man, it's just being true and communication. All right, but another thing, where you draw your inspiration from writing, you know, where does it come from? Because some people that tell you, okay, they go by a certain spot and that's it. Some people say they walk along. Some people tell you just people watching. But where your inspiration come from?
Just everyday life, man. Like whatever. Like I really draw on new experiences. You know, I guess like every writer might. You know, because if that dries up, if you're not, I've found anyway, if I'm not experiencing new things regularly, I got nothing to talk about. You know, so how can I write a song? I've got nothing to say. So just new experiences, man. And if I'm not having new experiences, I really have to sit and like dig into what's going on in my life and try and pick things out of there. So I think I go looking for like new experiences to try and write something. Like those lovely fleeting moments of life. I don't know. Normally that involve like some kind of relationship or you know, something like that. And they're just sometimes see it like a movie. Like it's just this like fleeting thing that's happening before me. And I think, God, that would make a really good song. You know, but sometimes it's something really simple, or sometimes I just make stuff up. You know, you just start making up a story.
Because that's what I was even getting to, you know, because there are times, for example, as you mentioned, and then you get writer's block, you know, and there comes a period where, and it's digging into self and even creating something, you know, and also you can draw from people's experiences, you know. Because I remember, you know, I write poems. I haven't written any form of poetry lately, but years ago, you know, at some point, especially the mid-90s, I was writing quite heavily, you know, and it's funny, you know, I was making a trip back, you know, from overseas trip, you know, and I met this young lady who was a passenger side of me in a plane, and, you know, I could have tell she was going through some stuff, and she just started telling me her whole life story, and I sat there, you know, so somehow I managed to get her details and so forth before, and I just wrote a poem, you know, and I just sent it back to her, and then she realized actually, you know, it was her the poem was about, you know, and it kind of gave her a lift, you know, that kind of thing, as she got back in touch and all of that kind of stuff. And that's how sometimes experiences come about, you know, and it makes also, you can turn that experience or person's experience into another creative element, you know, and so forth.
I often wonder, like, what that thing is, you know, why do we, like, well, you know, you met this woman on the plane, or, you know, whatever other situation it could have been, what makes us, like, want to then write something about that? Because I remember that feeling, and we're imagining what it must be like, I think, you know. And then especially if you share it with them, which is a lovely thing to do. You know, that's if I was to receive that, it's a really caring thing. I think. You know.
I think that's the nature of us as creatives still. Not saying anybody else if you ain't creative you ain't God's, you know, so but I realize that's something with us as creative, because even, you know, just this whole past, you know, year and so forth, I still manage to navigate and move around creatives, and, you know, it hasn't changed me in any way still. I'm still me, you know. So I move around and I see what's happening with my friends and all of that, and I realize the creative souls just have a focus, a positivity, and a few, not everyone said they wish to get back to what they do to let people feel happy and do something they enjoy. And I realize, okay, you know, there's something with us as creative people, whether it be music, literal art, or whatever, but in the creative field.
There's a lot of empathy there.
You know, you know. All right, so I'm gonna draw for another tune.
Okay.
You know, and next time we're gonna do another interview. You know, what I intend to do next time, I'm gonna start up a little drum. I can just jump in for future, so keep that in mind.
For sure. All right. No, I'm down, man. I'm down.
For sure. We're not gonna rehearse or anything, it's just gonna be right on the spot, you know.
Alright.
So the next track, what you got for us?
Alright. This one's called Time to Time.
Yes,
and I went to see a friend of mine in London who played a gig. And I was sat in his room. I don't know. I put it in this tuning again, and it was just mucking around. It's always just twiddling, you know. And I was thinking about, I saw a picture of my dad in London in the early 70s, and it's all his mates, big hippies, stood on this like staircase that leads, you know, it's classic London houses up the steps to a big door, and my friend's house looked just like that, and I was thinking about kind of my dad at that time and what I'm doing now, you know, and maybe it's similar. I mean, the first line you'll hear is saying that, and then it kind of, the chorus says, I'm allowed to feel this way from time to time. Because I was just thinking, you know, I can feel sad sometimes if I want to. But, you know, don't run away with it, man. But, you know, from time to time, it's all right. I guess I feel like I don't want to blame myself for, you know, feeling whatever I might be feeling.
All right. So, Wesley Bennett, Time to Time. Enjoy.
Be gone, be good, be righteous, child, just like your father was. Be more than planned, be true, be gentle, be kinder than you can. just like on Bethnal Green. So long ago. I'm allowed to feel this way. I'm allowed to feel this way. From time to time. I've never had nothing I couldn't leave behind. I track back my mind as I'm marching home. Here in the golden hour, how we love it so. I'm allowed to feel this way. I'm allowed to feel this way. From time to time. We are kings of dirt and stone, mere mortals of blood and bone. We are fleeting through and through, ever changing all we do.
Yeah man, class tune for real. Yeah, and your voice range, you know, kinda, I can't remember if the name, somebody, I can't remember this other singer, you know, but it just even bring me back to that kind of singer, you know, and the name will come to me at some point,
Okay.
you know. But yeah man, but you know what I love about this man, is that these are your own written words, you know?
Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah, yeah man.
Yeah.
So it gives me, you know, a little, I wouldn't even say hope, but at least there's, you know, some sense of future musician, you know, people will write instead of, you know, nothing wrong with doing covers, but at least we know there'll be a momentum of musician who will write, you know.
Man, the world needs it, man.
Yeah.
They need it, for sure. Yeah.
Definitely, you know. So yeah, one of the things, you know, being in a creative space at times, you know, is that sometimes you bring frustration to the space. So, meaning, you know, for example, you have your little music room and that's your safe haven. And then, you know, you might step outside the road and something happen and it just shift the dynamics, you know, and you just go into that space. Do you feel at any point you've disrupted that space, that you're not even comfortable in your space, or your own creative space just takes away all that madness you encounter you know, how does it work for you, or have you ever disrupted your own space that it's, you know?
I know what you're saying, and no, that space is like just always like a nice soft thing.
Yeah.
You know, like all those feelings, whatever it is, I can bring it to it.
Yeah.
And just lay it down softly.
Yeah.
And it's there, you know, because that's where the words are. You know what I mean? That's where the words, right?
Yeah.
But you bring them in, like open the door, bring them in. This, and I feel really lucky that I can. I don't know if it's even me, you know, but that creative space and outlet has always been like a nice it's gentle, you know. And it's like my thing, you know. So whatever's going on, I can just bring it to that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand that one, because definitely for me, it doesn't matter. I think it was Paul and they say, wherever I lay my head is my home. That it's like anywhere I am, I try to make sure there's a creative space, even if I got my personal creative space somewhere. But it's just a habit or a trait I've developed over the years, and that's why, you know, sometimes I say to people, I don't need to be entertained, because somehow, you know, I'm quite okay in a space. Even if it's a little box, I can be okay.
Yeah.
And somehow I allow it to be in my space, even if I have to get away from it, you know. So it's good to have a creative space and not let it be disrupted, and that's my one point.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
You know,
I feel like there you were talking a little bit more of like a physical space.
You know?
Yeah.
But physical,
Yeah, right. I'm with you, because I think we're on like an internal thing. Space. But
You see, well, your train of thought, because I was referring to a physical, you know.
Yes.
But at the same time, we are creatives and we can interpret it in many ways, you know.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
So, man.
But it's, I mean, I guess wherever you are, it's important, because you got it in here.
Yeah.
And even if this is what you got, that's your thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, great. Use it, you know. Yeah.
And another thing we have learned, even if you can't have that literal space and physical space to escape, then that's where you dig inside here.
You got nowhere else to go, man. You got to go inwards, right?
Yeah, you got to go inwards. Yeah, man. So I'm loving the vibes, and you know, these are the things I love. You know, being around other creatives. It's like there's a kind of energy we exchange, and understanding, you know, and so forth. So regarding, I'm going to go back to the bands, you know. When you decide to start the band, you know, how did the process came about, or what came to your mind? How did you all come together?
Well, we're going to have to refine the question, because it's been a band for since I was 13.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So from then it was just we were just some mates hanging out and messing around, right?
Yeah.
I was playing drums and we do covers of Black Sabbath and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, and then I met some guys when I was in school in year 9. We were all doing music.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I think I just wanted to be in a band.
Was it? Yeah.
It's that's cool, you know.
Yeah.
So and then that went on for years, man. That was this Hello Hawaii thing. I'm not sure if you've heard any of that, but that was until 4 years ago or something.
Yeah.
So from 14 to 20, that was a thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of different musicians kind of rotating. It was only me and Jake who played bass who stayed with it the whole way.
Yeah.
But that ran its course, man. It was I think that was one of those forced things.
Yeah.
I did it for so long I didn't want to let it go.
Yeah.
You know? But I'm glad I did. And then after that, I got together with my mate Sam Scarrett, who was a great musician.
Yeah.
A guy called George Clifton, and Jake, still Jake, playing
Jake
guitar.
still,
Yeah. I just didn't want to not be in a band. I think actually I was rushing myself. You know, I was like, oh shit, I gotta do something here.
Yeah.
And it's no fault to the guys, you know, or whatever. We made some really cool music.
Yeah.
But I think actually, sorry, it just brings me to a time where I was there was a lot of pressure, and I felt like I was pressuring myself a lot. So I was like, I've got to be in a band.
Yeah.
Where's the band gone?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And it's nice to let that go a bit, to be honest. You know?
Yeah. Well, see it as a, we call a teething moment, because everything has its teething moment, you know, where you come together, but then you gotta fine tune and this gonna happen, and then the right thing just form, you know, together. So yeah, man, I think everybody at this point might be just, you know, it's a teething moment for the band, as I would put it. And so
for
forth.
sure.
But yeah, man, but you know, I'm looking forward to more stuff, you know, from you as an individual and also as a band,
for sure.
And so forth. Because like I said, I've seen the work and stuff, and I've, you know, checked out a few things, and I enjoyed what I saw, and I know what I saw, you know. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, for the rest of the crew, big up yourselves, and the next time around we are having a jam session. Yeah, man. Yeah. And I'm the kind of person, I get things done, you know. Yeah, all right. Yeah, man. Because you know, I'm that kind of, you know, when I see something, I'll support and push and pull, you know. You know, but constructively and so forth. So yeah, man. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, man. All right. I wanna take 2 more tracks, so I'm gonna jump into one, then come back, we have a little more chat, and you close with another one. So what have you got for us, you know?
Play an older one, called In Your Brain. It's kind of jazzy.
So yeah, man, you're in tune to Tunes and the Talk. My guest today is Wesley Bennett, singer, songwriter, musician.
Yeah, In Your Brain. I don't know, I just found these cool chords that cascade downwards. Yeah. That's a nice melody. But I was thinking about, what was it? I think I was watching something on TV and like someone was in court or something. Yeah. And I was thinking like, is this, I don't know, I was quite young, I was like, do we really like run everything by a book? You know, do we ticking boxes here? You know, where's like the humility or whatever in it? You know? And then I related that to this, breaking up with someone. Yeah, you'll hear the first lyric, but yeah, I guess it's like a breakup song, man. But it came from watching that bit on TV and thinking, are we just doing everything by the book? Yeah. So that's it, man.
So it's called
In Your Brain.
In Your Brain.
Yeah.
Wesley Bennett, In Your Brain. Enjoy.
These rules in your book of love, your only reflection. Do you hide something up above in the deepest ditches? In your brain, in your brain. Oh, for your Valentine, now you're crying at me. I have called 1,000 times, but you're still mad at me. In your brain, in your brain, do you hear the passing train in the back of your ear? The Does she fall on you like the rain? No thought of your fears. Well, you could have it all, my sweet angel. I don't want to start a war with you as well.
Yes, in your brain. Yeah, man. This is not a Cypress Hill insane in the brain, you know. It's a different in your brain.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, love the vibes, man. Loving the vibes. You know. Yeah. I'm gonna throw a question to you. You can refer to it as a trick question too.
Okay.
Tell me the most powerful thing than a politician or a prime minister or a political leader.
The most powerful thing?
Yeah, the most powerful source. Yeah.
What do I think is the most powerful?
Our way of thinking, yeah.
What do I think is the most powerful source? Hold on, man.
Anyone that you can think of the answer or way you think, you know.
Most powerful source. Connection. Is this where is this going?
You see, what I'm trying for me still is for you to realize even your own strength. To me,
right.
No politician, no political leader, no prime minister, no nothing can touch a true musician.
Right.
The words of a musician is more powerful than any word a political leader could ever speak.
Yeah.
If his or her intention isn't genuine.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Let's just say if the words isn't genuine.
For sure.
But a musician,
the
words of a musician is more striking and piercing and powerful.
It's honest, man. And
exactly.
Like, potent.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, because as you say, it's honest. You know, I got a friend from Iran who, you know, reputable musicians also called Gulnara Mahan, you know, a trio. And Gulnara herself, you know, she's a singer, songwriter, musician. And she'll tell you, you know, she doesn't sing to please people. She sings to be honest.
Right.
You know. Okay. And I can resonate with that, and you know,
yeah, man.
And that's because we are honest.
Yeah, for sure. And it's cool you said that, man, because I love that about a good song. You know, that it like just forget everything else, man. Like it just strikes right down the middle.
Yeah.
And man, like I feel like that's so good for like humanity.
Yeah.
It's like whoa, hold on, like forget all the smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
You know, like this what like listen to this, man. You know, like these are some really good words, you know, and like, it's beautiful, man.
Because, you know, over the years, you know, just looking at situations, you know, music has taken people out of a lot of situation, you know, taking people out of poverty, out of depression, out of all sort of stuff, and it's the biggest threat, you know, and fear the political entity has. You know, words from musician.
Yeah.
You know, take for example, you know, even the peace rally that Bob Marley did in Jamaica, bringing the two feuding parties and the two prime ministers together on stage, and it wasn't nothing staged or planned. It's just a request from him at the moment. A musician did that. You know, there's never a point where a politician has to bring two musicians together, that kind of thing. It's always music bringing people and stuff together. You know, for sure. So that's why we have to keep it going. And you know, even us as creatives, you know, and the people in the music fraternity, we have to expect to face a lot of, you know, even trials and tribulation, because I know things are going in a direction which has even happened in the past. For example, you know, I know in Mali, there were a point when musicians were actually being persecuted, executed, and people had to stand strong. I personally know musicians who went through it. You know, I gotta say, big up to Kyra Arby, you know, a female singer from Mali who stood grounds, man, and music, you know, and didn't back down, you know. So Yeah, it's a powerful tool. I always say it's more than a universal language.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm with you there, man.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, it is. I don't know if the right word, but it is dangerous for like political reasons because I mean, you get someone that's like really well known, you know, that's singing like these really like powerful songs, you know, and it's a lot of ears are hearing that, you know, and they're going to take it on, you know, even if it's subconscious, you know. So yeah, I mean that's pretty scary for the the people.
Yeah.
Doing that.
But we gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. You know?
Man.
Because we gotta think about the other people who, you know, needs us for that upliftment. You know, and like I say, and I don't dwell on it much, but like this past year I've learned so much, and even just me doing the little YouTube stuff, and I'm sure somebody watch this and hear your song. I'm sure somebody gonna ring me or put a text in something or something and say, boy, that song or that interview or always, you know, anytime I do this stuff, I always, you know, because something within the interview, whether it's a song or something being said, resonate with even one person. And that's all that matters, Wesley. If you can reach one person with what you're doing, your job's done, man. You know,
you're a very positive man, Richard. I'm really appreciating this.
Man, respect, you know.
But
so that's how it is, man. So
man,
if you wanna highlight yourself, how can people find you? I mean, check the description as always, because I'll have something in there, and keep looking. Even if I don't have Wesley as an interview, as you know, there's always a link. From the links being made, the link stays linked, you know. Man, so
I mean, man, just Wesley Bennett, man. Like Facebook, Instagram, you know, Spotify. Just.
Because I got a few stuff out.
So there's 2 EPs on Spotify already. There's some lovely songs on there, man. There's an album on the way, so that'll be on there in a few months, hopefully. Bandcamp. You can buy them off there, man. And then Instagram, you know, just to keep up with everything.
Alright, as I say,
Wesley
check
Bennett.
check the description and simple, Wesley Bennett. Google it, as people would say.
Google it, man.
Because funny enough, why I even say Google it, I got a friend who is a reputable musician. I haven't got a website, but don't be fooled. He gets around, he chat to him, do anything. Google the name, you know. And
does the job,
believe me, good. Google it. Man.
Sure.
So alright, I'm gonna say my goodbyes here, but we're gonna close out with a track still.
Cool.
And you know, as I always say, listen without prejudice. It's, you know, it goes a long way with that saying, and you know, it also helps to open up the psyche. And that phrase came about because my father introduced me musically to a lot of different sounds, and because I listened, I am receptive of a lot of different sounds, and that's why, you know, I've got people like Wesley sharing the space with me. So always listen without prejudice. It's one of my little slogans, you know. Man.
Like it.
And you know, always take the time to be kind to each other. Man. So
do that.
You know, it's been a pleasure. I know there's more to come, Wesley, and like I say, I'm looking forward to you and the guys getting together. You know, at some point, you know, it's gonna happen. You know. And man, we'll be in touch, man, because I know we got more, as I said, sound frequencies to share. And, you know, if I'm the medium, man, it does a lot for me too, because it's great to hear, you know, new sounds and something refreshing and creative. So it's not just about giving some to the audience, but it's also giving to me, you know. So much respect.
Thank
and, you know.
Thank you.
Man. So your final tune for us, what have we got here now?
This song, which I have just forgotten the name of, but I'll remember in a second. Wish I'd Known.
Wish I'd Known, yeah.
Wish I'd Known, man. It's a funny one, man. I was actually just hanging with a friend downstairs, and then came up with these chords. And she was talking about something, you know, kind of deep. And I was just listening, like playing the song with chords and kind of listening along. This is how a lot of these songs begin. It's like the first line will just say what's happening, literally, and it kind of takes off from there.
Man, everything got a beginning, man.
Yeah, right. But yeah, the chorus, it's well, it says, if we are bound, then I only wish I'd known. Like, if we're bound for the heavens, or like, you know, the earth or whatever it is, you know, then like, can I know?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So yeah, that's wish I'd known.
Wish I'd known.
Yeah.
All right. So catch you again next week, and I'll leave you all. I'm gonna close out with Wesley Bennett and If I'd Known.
Thank you.
Yes, well, I hope you've been enjoying the interview, and just gonna take this time out and introduce Nickie's toolkit. And as I said, this week she speaks about surrender and sacrifice, and then close out with the final tune from Wesley himself. Yeah, man. So just enjoy the vibes, people, and as always, take the time to be kind to each other and listen without prejudice. Enjoy Nickie's toolkit, and closing out with Wesley Bennett giving you a live performance.
Namaste. Welcome to Nickie's Toolkit. I am Nickie, and you have joined me in the energetic space, the place where we share thoughts, tips, ideas, tools on living a wholesome, nourishing, and supportive life. Tips and tools that I have found nourishing in my life, that I trust and I hope will either be a trigger, a catalyst, or a guide, or all three for you. Today I would like to spend some time to talk about surrender and sacrifice. Have you ever taken the time to truly spend some time with either of or both of those words? What are they? What do they mean? What do they mean in your life? And so, as I sat down and I thought about both words in the context of the dynamism of our amazing life and everything that's ever changing, that gives us the opportunity and the possibility to unlock our true and full potential to live our best lives, I came to the definition for me that surrender is when I choose to let go, and sacrifice is when there's hesitation in letting go. And so I want to invite everybody today to look at these two words in this context. Spend some time with the definitions that I am sharing with you, and ask yourself, what is happening in my life or not happening in my life that is of my own choosing, and what is of not my choosing? A lot of the times as human beings, we find ourselves in spaces where we hang on to what we should be letting go of. Nature is our ultimate teacher. There are constant reminders around us, because sometimes we do forget. Sometimes we become overwhelmed. Sometimes we become distracted. Sometimes we choose to be numb, depending on what's happening in our lives. But the reminders are always there. And so it is essential for us to move through life with fluidity and grace and courage and gratitude, and in our own divine strength, by making the choices that are healthy and nourishing and supportive for us, and not everything we should let go. And there are some things that we should keep There's a time and a place. There is a saying that says that you never throw out the baby with the bath water, or you need to be mindful of making sure that we don't throw the baby out with the bath water. And for me, I find that this is also true for life, because whenever we get into a space where we are reactive and not responsive, a lot of the times we throw out what we should be hanging on to a little bit more, spending more time with, and we hang on to something that we really need to be letting go of. And so I want to invite everybody to do an audit. It is always so supportive and so beneficial for us to always check in with ourselves and to find out with each new day, what is it that I am hanging on to that I need to let go of? And how do you find this out? Look at what it is that is causing you any angst or distress or pain, and look to see if you are reacting or responding to it. And ask the difficult questions. A lot of the times we ask questions externally, even though we already know what the answers are internally, but we're looking for that external approval and validation. We need to move into a space where we trust ourselves more and understand that within ourselves, when we ask the soul questions and on our multidimensional self of mind, soul, and body, what is it that we're hanging on to that we really need to surrender? Let us choose to surrender so we can make space for what is more nourishing and supportive. And what is it that we're choosing to sacrifice when it's either not time yet or it's something that we should not be letting go of? So take the time, pause, check and see, what are you taking to your life experiences? What are you taking from your life experiences? And see when it's time to surrender and when it's time to sacrifice. Thank you for choosing to share time and space with me today. And I wish for you today the clarity, the grace, the gratitude, and the strength to make the choices that are most supportive and nourishing for you as you live your best life, choosing to surrender or to sacrifice. Namaste.
Here I am, just listening. Not too tired to understand. Don't you know I've been working? Is this what it means to be a working man? Don't you know me? I came here by my own. In your world of neon lights and fancy homes, I have danced with the gods, but only on my own. If I'd known, well, if we are bound, then I only wish I'd known. just listening to the soothing sound of your somber tone. Don't you know I've been trying just to spread my wings and find my way back home. Don't you know me? I came here by my own. In your world of neon lights and fancy homes, I have danced with the gods, but only on my own. If I'd known, don't you know me? I came here by my own. In your world of neon lights and fancy homes, I have danced with the gods, but only on my own. If I'd known, well, if we are bound, then I only wish. Well, if we are bound, then I only wish. Well, if we are bound,